Hey guys, welcome back to Empyrion Galactic Survivor. My name is Spanj, and Eleon Studios are at it again. They have come up with another massive update for the game. Alpha Experimental 8.5. So this is experimental. So this is not out on the main release yet. This is kind of like a testing version of the main release. So we can expect this to come out to the main release in the next week or two. I'm just going to quickly go through the notes, the changelog. One of the first things they covers is that they've added a whole bunch of wings, 20 new possible wings that they've nicely screenshotted here for us. I'm going to play around with them later because some of them look great, as you can see. All sorts of different configurations you can have for your SVs. Blinking lights. So that looks like quite a simple change. You just select the light and then go through the frequency, the range, blah, 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 the delay and the spot angle, which is quite nice. I was hoping that they would do something like this rather than sticking it in signal logic and forcing you to do some crazy circuit to do it. So that's a much nicer way of doing it. So I think that's great. Yeah, added as a possibility to use a light as a spotlight, which is much nicer. You can see in this screenshot here how the repair bay is highlighted very directly by that light block, which looks like a spotlight. We carry on down. Infinite colors, device and texturing. This is great. So if you paint a block, you then just right click that block with the paint tool, and it will open up a color palette, and you can configure. We'll have a look at this later in game. You can configure, and then you get this sort of thing, and you can change the color palette, which is nice. More texturing, which is always good. Some more blocks that weren't able to be textured before are now texturable. Retractable turrets. Turret automatically retracts into its box when deactivated. That's quite nice. I can see us all adding turrets to a shortcut switch, an on-off button, and it's like hitting red alert on your ship, you know, and all your turrets deploy. I think this is going to be really, really fun. But it's not going quite far enough, in my opinion. I think this is very nice. I like the idea. I think it's pretty cool. But I think we're going to get used to this fairly quickly and still going to want more. What I was hoping for when they initially teased this was piston blocks. That's not the case. These are dedicated turret blocks that just go up and down inside the hull. The next thing is quite interesting. This is a deconstructor device. So this will allow you to put components, devices in there, and it'll deconstruct it back down into its smaller parts, which is nice. So all those spare components that we've got sitting around in our cargo boxes not doing anything, that we could put in towards a blueprint, or we could now stick them in the deconstructor and add them to our normal constructor for constructing other things. They've added a ton of new creatures and updated creatures. This is the Telurapod, which is terrifying looking. It's an amphibian, the first amphibian creature that they've had. This will sit into shallow water, and it will chase the player. It'll attack the player actively if he gets too close, but also it will run back to water if it gets too far away from water. So it very much stays around and in the water, which is nice. The pangolin, which has got a mace for a tail, spikes for arms. It's pretty nasty thing. It replaces the Triceratops, interestingly. They've updated the behavior to make it more aggressive. I guess we'll have to see. The Arachnid model, I really like this. The old Arachnid looked weird and, quite frankly, not great. This new one looks awesome. I really like the claws that they've got on the front there, and everything's ridged, and it looks like it's got a weak spot on its back, I guess, but also that looks like maybe a stinger on the back. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see the animations that they bring with this, but yeah, that replaces the old internal cave worm arachnid thing that was kind of like a weird phallic thing on legs. The Otia, I don't know how to pronounce this, Otia creature, the thing that had like 3 tentacle heads on the top of it and a giant mouth, has been replaced by this, which looks much, much better than that thing. So again, looking forward to these guys trying to chew my leg off. That's good. Desert worms, again, the desert worms were a bit weird. These look much creepier. Updated behavior as well. I don't know whether that means that they're going to be aggressive or passive again. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Improved turret behavior. This is a massive deal. This is a massive deal. I saw this and I was like, oh, thank God. Right, you know all that trouble that we're having with turrets, not shooting enemy turrets, but instead going for the patrols, the Zirax on the ground. This will hopefully allow us to fix that. They've given us a whole bunch more targeting options. So we can now target NPCs, drones, players individually. We can now set it to small vessels, hover vessels, capitals, and so on and so forth. So they say troops is now a separate setting. You need to always select a faction, be it alien, player, prey, predator, and have the troops checkbox selected as well in order to allow turrets to pick up NPCs as a target. So ultimately you do the reverse of that if you don't want them to pick up a target. If you want them to just focus on alien bases, for example, you can do that. So in our hover vessels, we can set our rocket and plasma turrets to target only bases turrets, and we can set our minigun turrets to deal with the Zirax on the ground, which is amazing, and yeah, something we desperately needed. Just having predators selected will not make the turrets fire on those anymore, so just be careful, because if you want a turret to shoot something, you'll have to make sure that you have both the faction and the troop setting, which actually I think appears as NPC drone player in this screenshot here. Updated, they've added a new moon, which looks amazing. I really like that. That looks nice. Keep them coming. They're good updates. Always nice to have new planet types, moon types, etc. New NPC behaviors. So they've updated a bunch of their animal behaviors so they're a little bit more realistic. We saw a lot of this in Alpha 8 when it first came out. It looks like an extension of that, which is very nice. Better target information. We see this pangolin here with a health bar over the top. So we're going to see that. That looks good. Although I'm hoping we can turn this off, because I think having floating health bars does ruin immersion sometimes. You know, I'd hate for the next update to be, oh, we get damage indicators come up when we shoot them. Oh God, please no. Do not want that. Added more heavy window shapes, which is great because we were struggling with these to get them to fit into certain shapes. They were literally right angles, and that was it. So they've added hover thrusters. It is a weak all-in-one device. Hover engine thruster RCS. Makes the building of the HV in the beginning straightforward. So I'm going to have to update my how to build a HV video. Thank you, Eleon. Epic drill. Epic heavy armor. Epic drill. I really hope that drills as fast as the debug drill, and they've just upped the debug drill even further, because yeah, the T2 handheld is just a bit weak. They've added back the quick loop button, the Shift F, also with drone wreckages, dead bodies, la da 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 da. And yeah, there's quite a few nice little changes in here. I'm not going to go through them all. You guys can go on to here and read them through or yourself if you want. They've improved the speed of the constructors and furnaces. These are all sort of little gameplay changes now. The blast radius of drone bombs have been reduced, which I'm sure some people will be happy about. And yeah, tech tree changes. So we're going to have to go through the tech tree again, I think. So it's just going to be changes for some things from one level to another, but also some of the new devices need to be added in. Traders have been updated, so they got a little bit more stuff. The UI has been updated, so it has some keyboard navigation shortcuts in the control panel, some adjustments to the blueprint. You'll see the UI updates in a moment. Status effect updates, again, I'm not going to go through those. You've got added well fed, which is nice. So if you've got over 485 food, it will heal you, which is nice. Visual sound effect update, major update of color masks for devices, which we saw above. That's nice. Color bleeding is removed. We go on to optimizations, and one of the major optimizations for optimized animal spawning through Planet Life Manager. I don't know whether that includes the Zirax. I know I've been having a lot of trouble with lag as Zirax have been popping into my field of view and out again around POIs. It's causing me severe lag, performance issues. I'm hoping that Zirax including that, but I'm not sure because it does just specifically say animal spawning. They've added a bunch to the random scenarios, so they've added this minefield and destroyed SV with a warp to the starter orbit, so that's interesting. If you can get into warp with a basic SV, you might be able to find one that has a warp engine for you. Robinson Protocol, so they've added a bunch to that. They've added a bunch of new, well, a couple of new starter stock prefabs by Crazy Z and sorry if I can't pronounce your name right. And other changes go on and on and on and on. You kind of get the idea. This is a massive update with lots and lots of stuff. They've improved DSL not loading fast enough, rockets exploding immediately after they've been fired as well has been fixed, which is nice because I had problems with that as well. Bikes jump back and forth when the player disembarks, which was annoying, and so on and so forth. I'll let you read through all these bug fixes. There's a good number in them, but let's jump into the game and see what all this looks like. Okay, so I'm just going to start a normal survival mode game here on default random. We're going to go for the desert planet so that we can get some of those new creatures to spawn in. And I'm going in survival mode so that we get the creature spawns, we get the POIs to come in and things like that, and we can just go around and check them out. Alright, here we go, here we go. We are crashing down on the desert planet. There's nothing new here, I don't think. Everything looks pretty standard. They have up the starring equipment, actually. I don't remember having fuel packs here, but that's nice. That's good. So, let's see. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do some console training for you guys. Because I basically want the survival game mode, but with God mode creative powers. So I'm just going to crash land here. Okay, so once you're on the ground, if you hit the tilde key on your keyboard, you get the console come up here. I'm going to hit GM, and that puts me into God mode. It makes me allow me to fly around, and I'm invincible while I'm just messing around with stuff. I'm also going to do SBP, which allows me to spawn in a blueprint in, IM, which allows me the item menu from creative mode, and map, so I can see everything as well. So those 4 commands will pretty much allow you to see everything, spawn anything in, and you're indestructible. So I'm just going to quickly spawn in the Fabled Nightshade here. I'm going to do the Mark II. I'm just going to spawn you in. And I'm going to go into the item menu and hit up these wing blocks. Oh, there's 2 lots of wing blocks here. Modular wings. So we've got the regular wings and the modular wings. Okay, let's check out the regular ones first. Okay, they're just the same. So they're the old ones. And these are the new... Oh, look at these. Oh, I see. They've done them... Yeah, modular. Okay. This is interesting. So actually, these wing blocks have to be constructed like Legos. I'm just going to remove these wings off the old Nightshade here, because I think we're going to see what sort of weird constructions we can come up with. So let's see. We've got this one here, which I presume is a fairly standard. So we've got large, medium, and then the small. They all go on end to end, but also we got straight ones. Oh, we can have a lot of fun with this, basically. And these connectors look really interesting. I wonder if you can create... Well, no, one of the things that's interesting is they had, like, X-Wing style wings in here, but I'm not seeing those here. What is that? And why can't... Oh. That thing is it's floating because it's not actually part of the hitbox, so it's outside the box. So you place that, and you are actually clipping things. So I don't quite understand that one. That one's huge, but that looks amazing. That does look really cool. Let's strap some of these on and see what happens. Oh, okay. This one is at a slant. So there we go. That's where the X-Wing ones that we saw came from. It's not quite clear from the picture that they're on an angle, but there we go. They are on an angle. So we could have... Let's do this to the old Nightshade here. Sorry, Nightshade. We are using you as a guinea pig. She's used to it though, she'll be alright. So that's not... There we go. And then I guess we have to just make it go up again. If you've got a situation like this where you've got a block and you can't get it to actually line up, just hit page up on the keyboard there and it will move it up the block. So there we go. That's pretty cool. I like that. And we can do the same. I should have turned symmetry mode on, but we can do the same on the other side. I like these. These are going to be a lot of fun. I think we're going to see some amazing SV designs on the workshop very, very soon. I can add this to the wing ends. Yeah. I think you're onto a winner there, Eleon. The Nightshade marks something or other weird. I mean, it doesn't quite work for the Nightshade, but there we go. We do have a weird gap there, though. I wonder if I turn it round, like rotate it, that will actually fit nicer. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Now it's in contact. So that one's already fine. Yeah, so if I turned symmetry mode on, that would have been fine, but because I'm doing it by hand like a noob, that left a gap there. But that looks pretty sweet. That's gonna give you guys, and I know what you guys are like. You guys put stuff on the workshop that is just incredible. So I'm really looking forward to what you guys produce out of these amazing blocks. Modular wing blocks. Brilliant. So I'm also going to spawn in the old Reaver's Fate here. There. And one of the things that's on the Reaver's Fate is some lights. Okay, well there's one here. I'll do this one, okay? Because I want these lights on the top and bottom of the Reaver's Fate to blink. So let's see how this works. So I line myself up with that light. I point myself directly at it and hit P on the keyboard there to open the control panel, and here we go. So intensity and range are right down, that's fine. Blink frequency, we can properly scat some people out. Quarter of a second blink frequency. It's basically blink delay. None. 1% blink delay. Blink length. I wonder. I want to make a strobe light. You know. We need some power, so let me bring some power in. Fusion cells. Fill all lights. I can't really tell. That's not really. It's too light. Too light. Maybe if I turn the intensity up. That still does nothing. And that's supposed to be green as well. Why is that light not on? I mean, it's sort of on, but it's not doing anything. So let's up the frequency to what? Oh, there we go. There we go. Now we're getting a blinky length. So if you got a... That's interesting. So if it's below half a second, you just don't see it. 0.75 second. Blink length, 13%. What is that? Oh, nice, nice, nice. There we go. So you up the blink length, and it makes it a slower blink, but you still got the blink frequency. See what a nice slow pulsing blink delay. That's cool. Because if you want like landing lights and stuff like that in your hangar bay, you probably want a slowish blink like that. Whereas something like spotting lights on an SV or flight lights, I don't know what they're called, but you want that to blink fairly frequency, but you want the blink delay to be quite high. I'm trying to get this right. That's kind of, yeah, there you go. That's the kind of sort of thing you want. You want a short blink. I want a really short blink. There we go. That's the badger. So that's the kind of blink that you want on a like a. That's what you would expect on a plane, you know, if it was just flying around, you know, like little short blinks like that. So that's really nice. I really like that addition. That's really easy to use. The fact that it does it in real time while you're actually playing with the sliders as well, really, really helpful. And that's one of the problems I had with the LCD screens, is that you type something in and they take forever to update. So there we go. That's blinking lights. We're going to have a lot of fun with those. In combination with these wing blocks, we're going to see some incredible SVs appearing on the workshop very soon, I suspect. So that's fantastic. So the next thing is the color tool. I'm not really sure how many shades of black there are, but here we go. Oh my lordy, lordy, lord. Right, current. Okay, let's get a bit closer here. Because if we hit configure, and then we should be able to. Right, we should be able to change that. Oh, there we go. Yeah, look. So we can properly go into some detail. Yeah. We can copy and paste as well, so let's see how this actually works in reality. If I select, I want a nice a maroon, let's say. It's more kind of pink, a bit more red maybe, a bit more blue. That's just doing the same thing but brighter. There we go. Right, so we want a sort of maroonish colour. So we select that, and then we copy that. I don't know. Okay, and there it is. It's in the colour palette, I guess. And we can apply that. That's just grey, so that didn't work, did it? I want that one. Is that the right colour? It might be. No, I don't think so. I think that is just grey. So that seems to be not working. Palette 1. Paste. Okay, so you can paste different colours in different palettes. So I'm guessing you can create your own palettes. But it doesn't seem to actually be applying those colours. That's just grey. That's just grey. So there seems to be some issues with that, which I'm sure will be resolved in time for the release there. So I don't quite... Maybe I'm not using it right, but yeah, that's definitely not... it's definitely not doing what we need it to do. So let's move on. So I'm going to bring in a CV. I'm just going to bring in the Junker here. I'm going to bring in the Pioneer. I'm going to bring in the Pioneer, because Pioneer is my go-to sort of regular, everyday ship that I use for pretty much everything, to be honest. So the Pioneer is fairly typical of your average starter ship. It has a hangar, has your basic defenses and stuff like that. So let's check out these turrets. I don't even know what they look like in the item menu here. So they've changed some icons. We've got special event container that we were talking about earlier. Ah, right, they're all in here. So they are tool turrets, artillery turrets, projectile turrets. Okay, so they've grouped the turrets. This is quite cool. So let's start with some projectiles here, because I want to remove... Let's start with these miniguns on the top here. Let's remove these. So, if I start with this. Now, right. Cannon retractable. Minigun retractable. So, the retractable needs to go into the blocks. So, we need to actually remove the blocks here as well, don't we? So if I remove these, I'm going to put that there. That's quite nice. Right. And then I'll need to power this up, I think. Power! And so, if I now deactivate the turret. Shut up. That is so cool! On the other side. Because I could just... Again, I'm thinking of you guys here. Your creations on the workshop are just incredible. So... I'm really looking forward to seeing these things. No, I don't want an engine. Why did you say engines? I don't want engines. I'm clearly pressing P on this thing here. Minigun turret. Active. Disabled. Oh, it's got a sound effect as well. It's just very quiet. Yeah, because I'm thinking you guys on the workshop are going to create some amazing things. And the ships that you're going to create with these retractable turrets are going to look very cool. So, if I turn turret on... Ah, yeah. It was going to be so cool. You're just going to have so many decoy ships that just look like these harmless little things, and then you press the red alert button or whatever and turn all your turrets on, and they just pop out and go, hey, how you doing? Surprise! Very cool, very cool. So that's retractable turrets. One of the things that I didn't look at quickly was back with these lights again, and it was the spotlight mode. So 90-degree angle, we'll just keep it at that, and we're going to go range 10 meters, and we're going to see what that looks like as a spotlight now. Let's up the range a bit more, shall we? Intensity 3, range 15. There we go. Actually, that's not bad. So whereas that light would previously kind of fill the room with a lighting effect, it's now, yeah, it's now a spotlight. So that's really cool, and that's really easy again to configure. So that's nice. The other thing that we wanted to see was the deconstructor, which seems to be a base item. So bear with me while I spawn a base in. So this is one of the new prefabs that they've introduced. This is by Crazy Z. This is a very nice looking base. Very nice indeed. Yeah, grow plots in here and stuff. Constructor, lots of room for customization as well, which is lovely. You might need to dig it out a little bit, but yeah, that's very nice. That's very nice. Very nice. Right, so deconstructor goes somewhere. Let's place it. Holy crap. Oh, okay, it's not that big. For a second there, I thought it was huge. So, again, we're going to need to power this place, aren't we? So, power. Deconstructor. So, if we put things like that in there, and that, and those, and this, and it's on, does it just go when we turn the base on? Let's see. It does. It does. There you go. So it literally, yeah, it works a bit like the furnace. You don't need to actually queue stuff up. Just put it in, and it'll go. And it'll go, and it'll deconstruct those things into the basic components. So that's nice. You can then use those in your regular constructors to recycle into other things. So that's the deconstructor. Nice, simple, effective. Oh, god damn it. We are in survival mode, aren't we? So I suppose this is as good a time as any to talk about the new turret targeting options that we've got then. So, oh god, look at this. Yeah. So, normal stuff, I suppose I'd take off generator and warp drives and stuff like that, because I'm not really interested in, especially in PvE mode. They're not really things. So I don't really want, this is a cannon turret on my base. I don't want that shooting bases. I don't really want that shooting, yeah, it's not going to shoot hover vessels because there are none. So I could take them off as well. Cap vessels, I suppose that might include patrol vessels, so let's keep that on. Predator, no. So I've got it set to, there are no player factions, it's single player. So alien factions, NPCs, drones players. And they're cap vessels, stuff like that. So I think that's pretty much it. And that should shoot down drones if there are drones coming, which it said there were. As for Xerax, yeah, alien faction, NPC. It should shoot the Xerax as well. What I would have if I was configuring a hover vessel is I'd have alien faction ticked and bases for things like plasma and rocket turrets, and that would focus those on NPC bases, i.e. Drone bases and stuff like that, POIs, and then I'd set my minigun turrets on the tank to alien faction, NPCs, and then not bases. So it would focus then on the Zirax. We're going to find that out in our Let's Play series that we're still running. I'm going to continue with that once the new update comes up, and we can actually see that in action then. But for now, let's crack on. So we can see some of the new creatures come in. These are the new desert worms things, and we can see also the UI changes. We hover our gun over this creature, it comes up with its name and its health bar. These things look creepy as, but they don't look hostile. I mean, I am in God mode, but I'm not invisible. They should be reacting to me. Oh dear. Okay. Sorry, we disturbed you too. Oh my God. Right. Do I shoot one? Yeah. Then they do become hostile. And this guy looks like a boxer. He's like left hook, right hook. So there's the new cave worms. Let's see if I can find a couple of the other ones. Look at this. I meant desert worms rather than cave worms. Look at this guy. This is the new Utia. The animation's a bit stiff and weird, but yeah, he's definitely aggressive. Oh, I do like his attack animation. Little things around his. Oh, and he headbutts as well. That's pretty cool. Little things around his face. But yeah, there you go. There's your two. I'm not going to go through and find, try and show you all the creatures. Just actually, it's quite hard to find all the creatures at the moment. This took me about 10 minutes to find this guy. Flying around in God mode. Yeah. So I'll let you guys discover all the other creatures and changes to the game in time. But there you go. There's a couple of the new models, and they do look good. Some nice new animations and stuff. So that's nice. I'm going to leave you with a preview of the old Epic drill here, which isn't quite as fast. It doesn't make as big a dent as the old debug drill, but that is pretty quick actually. That is pretty nice. Just a comparison, the debug drill makes a much bigger hole. That's the debug drill. That's the Epic drill. And for a more realistic point of comparison, let's pull in the T2 here. And this is the T2. I actually have to be a bit closer to the ground for that thing to work. But yeah, there's definitely sizable differences between the two. Epic drill is a nice upgrade. And if you are needing to dig large holes for debug reasons, the debug drill is definitely still your friend. Final note, just quickly on performance. I've been flying around in God mode between POIs and Zirax patrols and things like that. I have been getting some frame drops, but not nearly as bad as I used to. Down here at the South Pole, it seems to be an absolute hive of activity for Zirax patrols. And it's relatively smooth flying, bearing in mind we're flying around in God mode at the moment, which is like 200 meters per second or something ridiculous like that. We're not getting too many stutters. There is a couple though. Just so it will be interesting once I take out an SV up against some POIs to see how the performance reacts in reality. Here's our new arachnids. Just found these guys. That's nice. Always the case when you're not looking for them, they appear. When you are, they're nowhere to be found. But there we go, ladies and gents. That is the 8.5 experimental update of Empyrion Galactic Survival. You can get this now by setting your game to the experimental branch in the game properties from Steam. There are plenty of guidances online about how to do that. I'll let you guys find that. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it useful, and let me know in the comments if you're looking forward to 8.5, whether you're worried about any of the updates, changes that they're made in, and what you're most looking forward to in the future for Empyrion. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.